So, our story starts a long, long time ago in a little town in Germany. And in that town lived two brothers. Their names were Jacob and Wilhelm Grimm. And you know what? They were a lot like you. They loved stories. I mean, they couldn't get enough of them, especially the super magical ones with brave heroes and talking frogs. But then they noticed something kind of sad. The grown-ups were so busy with grown-up stuff that they were forgetting to tell the old stories. It was like the stories were just, poof, disappearing into thin air. Can you even imagine a world without fairy tales? No way! The brothers knew they had to do something, and fast. So what did they do? They became story rescuers. Yup, Jacob and Wilhelm grabbed their notebooks and went on this amazing mission. They traveled all over, from tiny little villages to busy towns, and they listened. They listened to grandmas telling tales by the fire, to farmers, to anyone who had a story to share. And they wrote down every single one. You know how many they saved? Over 200. And wow, the treasures they found. But wait, these weren't shiny gold coins or sparkly jewels. Nope, their treasures were stories. Stories about clever kids who outsmarted witches, brave princesses, and, of course, talking animals. And here's a little secret. At first, they were collecting these stories for grown-ups to save their history. But the stories were so magical and fun that kids, like you, ended up loving them the most. So all these stories they saved, I have a feeling you might know some of them. In fact, I'm pretty sure you do. Are you ready to see if you recognize any of these rescued treasures? Let's find out. How about Cinderella? Yep, the story with the pumpkin carriage and the glass slipper, that was one of their rescued treasures. And Snow White, with the 7 dwarves and the sleepy apple, they saved her story too. What about Hansel and Gretel, the kids who found a house made of candy? Did they save that one? You bet they did. And of course, Rapunzel, with all that super long, amazing hair. Her story is here today because those two brothers listened and wrote it all down. Isn't that incredible? Okay, so they were amazing story rescuers. But that's not all. They had another secret identity. Something else they were super, super good at. What do you think it could be? They were language scholars. Ta-da! I know, it sounds super fancy. They didn't just love the stories, they loved the words that made the stories. But what on earth is a language scholar? It's basically like being a word detective. Super cool, right? They would investigate words to figure out where they came from and how they changed. It's like finding a word's secret family tree. They were so smart, they even helped write a giant German dictionary. That's a book of all the words. So you get it now, right? The Grimm brothers knew something really important. Stories aren't just for bedtime. They're like invisible strings that connect us to our moms and dads, our grandmas and grandpas, and even people who lived hundreds of years ago. They're treasures that keep the magic of the whole world alive. And now it's your turn. Since you now know the big secret about how special stories are, you can be a story rescuer too, just like Jacob and Wilhelm. So, are you ready for your mission? Okay, mission control here. Your mission is super fun and easy. Step 1, find a grown-up. Could be your mom, your grandpa, anybody. Step 2, ask them for a story from when they were your age. And step 3, this is the most important part. Listen, really listen to their story, because you'll be saving a treasure that belongs just to your family. Wow, what an adventure today. You did an amazing job exploring with us. Now, don't forget to grab your passport and get that Germany page filled out, because you are officially a World Story Explorer. Great work, and I'll see you on our next big adventure.